And good morning to those who might be watching us on cable. We're doing this press conference live this morning. We wanted to call a press conference to talk about some of the activities that have been occurring in the community. We're here from the police chief. Talk a little bit about how we're responding to that. But I wanted to say first that to express our sympathy to the Florida family for the horrific act of the double homicide there on Northview Terrace. We want to express our sympathy on behalf of the Township Committee and also the entire town of Maplewood to the family. And also we want to extend our condolences to the neighbors. I spent some time talking to the neighbors the other evening, and they are distraught, as you might imagine, from having lost someone who was a part of the fabric of that block and that community. So we wanted to express our sympathy. There's really no way you can explain what happened there. We also want to assure you that Maplewood is safe and that the Township Committee is working closely with the police department to make sure that we're addressing anything that might be coming up. We, on a monthly basis, our Public Safety Committee of the Township Committee meets with the Chief of Police. We go over various crime statistics and make adjustments, speak to the Chief about making adjustments as needed. We also, at the last meeting, authorized the Chief to use overtime. We've been watching overtime, trying to limit it. But in this instance, we authorized him to use his discretion in adding overtime to make sure our patrols are maintained and our crime prevention activities are implemented. We've given him approval to apply for a special grant to hire an officer. He'll talk about that. And on April 5th, the Township Committee is interviewing new candidates for the police to fill the vacancies that we have, because we want to stay ahead of the curve, make sure that we have candidates in line so that as police officers retire, we can replace them quickly and get them on the street. Again, I want to say that Maplewood is a safe community, and I can assure you that to the Township Committee, there's no greater responsibility than to keep you safe, to protect your families, protect your properties, and to protect our community. And I want to also ask you, though, to be partners with us. To join with us, join with the police department in keeping our community safe. Last night, there was a group from the streets around the high school, Kensington, North Terrace, who met with the police officers, the lieutenant working on crime prevention, and they are launching a neighborhood block watch program. And we need more. And we're asking you to go back to your communities, wherever you might be, anywhere in town, and work with your neighbors in crafting an anti-crime prevention program and working with the police department to do that. We need more residents involved, and we'll hear from the chief as to how that might happen. And I want to also send a message to everyone that Maplewood has zero tolerance for crime. People say crime's going to happen everywhere, and it may happen everywhere, but it's not going to be tolerated in Maplewood. We're going to do whatever we can do under the parameters of the law to stop crime, and if it happens, to deal with it quickly, swiftly, and as forcefully as we can. I'd like to introduce two of my colleagues and ask them to come up.